Hi guys, welcome to the Little Miss Tony Cooking Show from Little Bambinos in Merrill, Michigan. And today we are cooking turkey goulash and Brussels sprouts with walnuts. So we're gonna turn our water on for our noodles. We're using 100% whole wheat noodles. We're gonna try to keep this as healthy as we can. It's not gonna be like Steve's goulash at the restaurant, but it'll be very close. And we're using about 1.5 pounds of ground turkey and some olive oil. We're gonna use 1 onion, 1/2 green pepper, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of oregano, some salt for the noodles, pepper, fresh grated Parmesan, 4 cups of diced tomatoes, and 2 cups of spaghetti sauce, this is not as healthy as it should be, but you can always find healthier stuff at the store. And so we're gonna wait for this water to boil, put our noodles in, and then we'll continue from there. Okay guys, our noodles are done. I cooked them probably about 5 minutes, not any longer, because you still want them a little bit firm, because when they go into the goulash, they'll cook a little bit more, so you don't want them all mushy. So we turn our pan on. Let's get our pan hot. Let's add some olive oil. And then let's get our turkey in. All right. We got this on about medium heat. It's pretty hard to know. I use 99% fat-free ground turkey. Like I told you before, if you can't get it fresh from the farmers, be buying it at the grocery store, just try to get the leanest you can. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more because she looks a little bit dry. While this is cooking, I'm gonna cut up my onion and my green pepper and add it in. And these are, make sure you wash them first before you even skin them. And we're gonna give these a little dice, and we're gonna dice up our green peppers. And the music in the background today is compliments of my father-in-law, Jim Fritzler. He wrote all these songs and singing them, and he also wrote the Michigan Country Music Hall of Fame song, which I love. And I love listening to his music. And we'll meet him up there in heaven someday. Heck of a man. All right, we're gonna dice these onions. Do, 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 do. I love listening to them. All right, guys, we got these diced up. Little jamming while we're cooking. All right. Chop this up a little more. Ouch. Pan is hot. There we go. Just keep chopping it up and the little pieces will break up. Or the big pieces will break up into little pieces. All right. Let's get our green pepper cut up. seeds. Let the whole town watch. All right. Goulash is pretty simple and great tasting hearty meal, especially on cold winter days like today is. It's, I believe, 14 below today in Michigan. I'm not Weather Bob or nothing, but I believe that's what it said this morning on the news in Merrill. All right. Let's give her another little toss. All right. So, as you see, turkey browns up pretty darn fast. We're going to add some pepper. Mr. Fritzler likes lots of pepper, so that's why I add lots. And then we're going to add our oregano. They said 1 teaspoon. And then we're going to add 2 teaspoons full of chili powder. And let's mix this up. See, the turkey's almost done already. A little bit of olive oil keeps it moist. All right. That doesn't look bad at all. Now, our 4 cups of tomatoes diced in juice. And this is our tomato sauce. You can find some good natural organic sauces at the store now. And then all we're going to do is mix this up. We're going to let this warm up, then we're going to add our noodles, and we're going to add our Parmesan cheese on top, and that's it for this. You can cook this part, bring it, like I said, bring it up to a boil, and we're going to get our Brussels sprouts and all our items we need for our Brussels sprouts out while this is coming up to a boil. And I will go get that. Okay guys, I have everything out that we're going to need for our Brussels sprouts. So again, we just turn our pan on. Let's turn her on medium and let this get hot. Stir our goulash mixture. She'll be boiling shortly. All right, these are the ingredients that we're gonna need for our Brussels sprouts. We're gonna need olive oil, unsalted butter, Brussels sprouts, half a dozen or so of little tomatoes, some walnuts, some rosemary, and some pepper, and we're gonna need sea salt. And we're gonna be ready. This pan is getting warm. We're gonna add some olive oil to it. Let that warm up for a minute. And when we clean our Brussels sprouts, I like to chop the ends off. Give them a little peel, take anything that's brown off of them. Make sure again that you rinse and wash these and let them drain first. All right, these aren't too bad. Chop them in half. And I like using the little Brussels sprouts, not the big ones. I think that I just like the flavor better. Now we're gonna chop a shallot. I like doing the Brussels sprouts this way because always when I was a kid, my mother would cook Brussels sprouts and they stunk. And I thought, I swear I'll never eat a Brussels sprout in my life if they smell like that. What would they taste like, you know? But actually, Brussels sprouts taste really good. And you cook them like instead of being boiled. So I'm just gonna dice up the shallot. All right, we got them ready. And let's get our clove of garlic ready. I like to do this so that it helps bring out the flavor. And we're going to take our tomatoes and we're going to cut them in half. And then I like to cut them in half one more time. So the music that you hear, like I said, is my father-in-law, Jim Fritzler, and he passed away last year, in December of 2013. And it's always comforting to know we can hear his music that he made. He was a great man and was very well loved and very well respected, and indeed he deserved it. All right, I'm going to add a little more olive oil to it. I'm going to add a little bit of butter. So you notice that the heat is pretty high. We're going to throw in the Brussels sprout. And back, they like to pop a little bit. Okay. Coat them really good. Let's get our shallots in. This is really simple but very great tasting. Let that cook for just a minute. While that's cooking, we're going to take and put our noodles in for our goulash. Oops, making a mess here. To show you we're really cooking, because on real television they'd have cut that out. All right. And if you want to, on Friday nights, after I tape the show on Thursday, on Friday nights I usually bring in these samples here for everybody to taste. So if you come on in and you really want to taste and see what the recipe tastes like, you can come on in and do that. So the Brussels sprouts are cooking. If you notice that they're starting to get a little bit crispy, if you can get a shot of this. See them crisping up? That's the great stuff right there. And while these are cooking, I'm going to go grab the salt. All right, got my salt. Now they're browning up. You don't want these to be all mushy. We're adding the garlic. Just give them another little stir. See them browning? That's what you want. You can even smell them already. They smell excellent already. There you go. Let's give them a little bit of sea salt. Actually, I always give them a lot of salt sooner or later. Let them cook a little bit more. Stir our turkey goulash. Let's give this a little taste and see how we're doing on the spices. Tastes pretty good, guys. If you cook this and it gets a little bit too dry, you can always add some tomato juice to it. All right, while we're cooking that, then we're gonna take a couple of sprigs of rosemary. You don't need a lot. Rosemary is pretty strong. If it's fresh, it's even better. This happens to be dried from my garden. We're gonna stick some walnuts. This is a pretty fast recipe, guys. Like I said, the browning, you really want that. The walnuts, give it a little crunch and toast it a little bit. What you want is them to be not soft, but you want them to be tender. So you can stick your fork through that, but it's not mushy. I say it could use a little more butter in the pan. Maybe a little hair of olive oil. You still want it to brown and get that crunch to it. I'm gonna crank her up on high for a second. Oh yeah, there we go. Get that butter working around so it gives it a nice buttery flavor. Said most of the time when I cook, I never use salted butter. I always use unsalted butter. I like to be able to control the salt taste and everything. Let's try it one more time. All right, guys, we're close. A little more salt. And now we're going to add our fresh tomatoes. All right. And one last little taste, and we'll see. I believe these are done. I love the brown. Hot. Just pay attention to your salt, but the sea salt's great in them. Add your nuts. The browner, little brown stuff is excellent in them. There we go, guys. Beautiful. Here is your Brussels sprouts with walnuts and nice cool tomatoes in them. Our turkey goulash is ready. For me to set this aside, dump this in our nice serving bowl, and let's see if we can get Mr. Fritzler to come check everything out again. This makes quite a bit, guys. Makes a nice, huge portion. You can either throw this on top, or you can throw it on when you get a fresh bowl. Let's get a little spoon here. And a spoon here, and time to call Mr. Fritzler. Steven, want to come try? Okay, Mr. Fritzler, are you around? Ah, here he comes. Honey, would you like to try some turkey chili?
Absolutely. Where's my plate? Just a little.
You can have it all. Just a little bite.
Man. Oh, they do stuff again.
And the Brussels sprouts, my favorite.
But it's not enough. I want a big bowl.
Well, you can't have a big bowl. All right, guys. This is Steve and Denise Fritzler from the Little Miss Tony Cooking Show from Merrill, Michigan, Bambino's Restaurant, telling you, get back here, telling you thank you and have a great day. Ciao,
Ciao.
baby.